Hello and welcome to the 8th part of our walkthrough of Senua's sacrifice. We are finally able to pull the sword from this trunk over here. And let's see what happens when we do just that.
Diliion gave her the strength to pass the warrior trials, and she saw a way out. To leave her past behind and become a warrior in Dilion's clan.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
He left it here. He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
But years later, with Zinbel's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. Plague.
Diliion?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
You see it clearly now, Senua. The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us. You have blood.
They're coming for you now.
They're coming.
They're coming to get you.
Wow.
Unleash the sword.
So I guess we're able to do combat once again.
She's going to die.
You know, there is one philosophical law, so to speak, that says that correlation does not automatically imply causation. And this is exactly the case with the plague. Just because she had somehow foreseen it does not mean she's responsible for it. But we are having a hard time distinguishing correlation and causation.
In the sea of corpses, the corpse waved through itself over the ones I loved. The ship broke up under them, the ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields. Their memorial stone is sacred. Come not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with disturbed mind.
These are definitely some of the best environments in the game. Just look at this. Dante would definitely be jealous of this.
Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on their skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them.
The worst thing is that she feels responsible
Your curse instead of facing it.
for
When you turn your
those
back
that
on the
died of
fathers
plague.
in milk, you turn your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
And to a large extent it is the fault of her father, apparently. He is the one that put guilt inside her.
He finished him.
And I think the only thing that is worse than being cursed is feeling cursed. Wow, mini boss here. Nope. Phew! That was that.
Who is it? Galina.
Where are you?
Do you hear the voice of your mother, Galina? She calls you, Senua. Go to her. Answer her pitiful call.
Darkness took her
Look how
life and
cool is this dead Colossus.
surrender to the darkness. Darkness is here.
Not to mention the sea of blood.
I need you. Help me.
You can't surrender to the
But your dear beloved mother's powers against the darkness waking torments. She too had a sight. She too doubted the gods and let the darkness infest her. But she didn't run. She escaped it. She knew how. She gave her life to the gods. If only you had done the same, the world would have been spared this horror.
So it is implied that she killed herself.
It's not too late. She's calling for you. Why don't you join her?
I wonder if that's actually the case, if she did kill herself. Because reality as Senua imagines it is not always the same as the objective reality. And I believe there are elements of her past that are hidden even from her. No. So apparently the game tries to compensate the absence of combat in the second part with offering a lot of combat right about now. But I really enjoyed the second part, even if there was no combat to speak of. But you had those stealth sections and exploration and that really nice mechanic with the masks that
Find a good position.
helps you to change between past and future. Those were all pretty neat. But now we're back in action.
You can do this. Ended it.
No, they're not.
It's nearly over. He's gone.
And we're not done yet.
He can read.
Why do you still fight on? Maybe you continue to suffer with your brethren on this rod to let your blood seep into the seas and the rivers of hell. Isn't that what you deserve?
I'm fighting because I can't imagine losing this fight and starting all over again.
Give the darkness what it wants, let it swallow your soul and destroy all that you are. Why are you fighting for someone who's already dead? Just look around you. What hope is there for him? Even if his soul could be rescued. You think he would thank you for what you have done to him, to his friends, to his father.
Wow. No, no, no. Will there ever be an end to this fight? Oh damn. He managed.
She's hurt. She's injured.
Phew! This took forever. This is probably the longest battle in the game. So where to next? I'm not sure I'm going the right way, honestly. I think I missed something back there. Okay, here we go.
You both surrendered to the voices. The darkness has taken you. Galena and Senua. Galena and Senua. You're lost. There's nothing you can do. You're dead. You're both dead. Mother and daughter dead. See corpses. The voices took her and they'll take you too. The voices have taken her. The voices will take you.
We're basically walking on their limbs now. Look at this. Hello! Wretched horror of my past. How has your life been? Good, I hope? You're a nice corpse, yes you are.
I can't fight it anymore. Not on my own. Where are you, Mom? I want to be with you.
That night, She gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother, to go to a place where the darkness couldn't reach her.
So it is implied again that her mother committed suicide. All in the name of the gods.
Senua. Look at me.
Do you hear them? They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
Someone was right. Everyone will suffer.
Zimmel is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust? Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us? Come back to me. Please.
The hardest battles are fought in the mind. He gave her the sword with which to fight in more ways than one. And she gave him her word, never to surrender. All she needed was a little help, a little hope.
So again it is implied that this sword is not grammar, actually. She put that fairy tale, that mythological story into motion because she had nothing left. But symbolically, it is Diliion who is her sword, because he was the only one who stood behind her through everything. And we saw that the so-called shadow in her life is basically Zimbal, and his influence can be felt throughout this descent into hell, which is also a descent into madness, so to speak. And his presence intensifies as we go on this journey. We never saw glimpses of Zimbal at the start of her journey. There were no mentions of him while she threaded through Surt's realm and through Valravan's realm. So her descent into darkness, into madness, and her descent into shadow, so to speak, are pretty much aligned. And her past is coming back to haunt her the more that she wants to head forward into the future. Parts of her want to let go of her past, but there are parts of her that also cling to it, because in reality she doesn't know how to move on.
Where have you been?
But the voices are back at least.
You don't have to do this on your own anymore.
So she is in control of her plurality, so to speak, once again.
Silence is lonely.
We didn't know where you'd gone.
We're here to help you.
Don't worry. You can trust us.
Trust us.
Okay, so
Into the mountain.
Can you see it?
Shall we tell her where to go?
into the mountain. Yes, we need to find the second entrance to Helheim.
Just up there.
If this were Fallout or Last of Us, we'd probably be able to use the sewer, but this is not. So we'll have to do a bit of climbing to get there.
Oh, she did.
Glad we're back.
Go up. Go
It's
up.
funny to hear how appreciative of her the voices now are.
There's a door.
You can do it.
You can see it.
Come on, Senua.
Go away. I'm not listening.
So the one thing that the voices fear the most is the one thing that Senua fears most, and that is loss. And let's say the hardest, the most devastating of these losses is the loss of herself. Not necessarily the loss of Diliion, even. This cemetery of Drakars is pretty neat, although we've been here for a while, so it had time to sink in. For those that don't know, a Drakar is basically a Viking longship, and they have become symbols for everything that the Norse culture represents. So let's go forward.
I will tell you of a great hero named Sigurd, son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's death, Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself. Fafnir hid the treasure out on a heath and could not leave it. And from the evil in his heart, he turned into a dark creature, a dragon.
And we all know a dragon guards its hoard.
What is it?
She can feel it.
No.
Don't open the door.
Don't go in. Don't go in.
A great beast guards Helheim. Guards its men. And it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink.
Can it now?
Stay
What are you afraid of, Senua? How would you say Diliion if you were too much of a coward to step into the shadows?
They can't stop me.
Then do it.
To step into the shadows, so to acknowledge the terrible influence that he, her father, had on her.
This will kill you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
That's convenient. And I spent a couple of hours to forge it once more.
Don't be fooled. The beast is still here. No, it's a trick.
Mother, do you hear that?
Don't fall.
It's me, Senua. Somehow,
It's not her.
so full of hate. I just want to help them. Tell me what to do. Your father wants them to go away. He only hurts me to silence them. But he's gone now. They always come back. He says I will die if I go with them. They say I'm already dead. No, I won't be with them. Stop! That's why they crawl through the walls. Don't listen. You should see them. See their faces. He's coming. Senua, help me. Oh, get me out of here. Don't go. She shouldn't be here. She escaped the darkness. She took her own life to escape it.
She can't remember when it started. When her mother lost her smile. Her eyes gazing past her towards a world she could not see. This is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take in for a child. And the first time she felt the cold chill of fear. I don't talk much about her father. Zinbel. I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter now, does it?
But we already know that his father and the shadow are one of the same. And the mother said that his father is the ultimate authority here. And that makes sense because, to a certain degree, her father was the architect of Senua's mental prison. So we need to find 3 runes in order to move forward. And let's hope we find them. So we can go up or down. And we can barely see anything.
Her torch is going out. No, it's not. It's going to run out soon. She hasn't got much time. She's too slow. The darkness will come again. Light. Safely done.
So one of the signs is close, I guess. Damn, I can't see anything in here. Let's make some light. Do we have another torch? No. But here is the P.
Where's the next? 2 more to find. I can feel the 2 more to find. Why are you doing this?
Let's open this door here. We are back in the main chamber.
It's just another trick. More trick. Just to distract her from her real mission.
Let's lead these braziers. And we need to find another way to get in there, I guess. Let's try this way.
The light works. She can sense it. She's not a torch. It's not gonna help her. Defend! Using swords.
More combat. Take the torch. Yep. Here it is. And apparently the sign is here as well. Fountains of blood. Squirting from the deepest orifices of her mind. And here is the sign, drawn in blood.
She has it. She did it. She's done it. Well done.
This place. It reminds her of the isolating, suffocating darkness that she lived through as a young girl. Imprisoned in her room at night. The faces in the dark, coming through the walls. She once thought everyone could see them. I mean, that's what children say all the time, isn't it? That there are monsters in the dark. By the time she realized that only she could see them, her father, Zinda, could see the monster in her.
I guess the moral of this is that every last one of us can see monsters where they're not actually, including her father. So seeing monsters is not necessarily an ability exclusive to children, not at all, because there are monsters that any one of us, every one of us, create within ourselves. And those are the monsters that we must really fear. And being a child or a grown-up has nothing to do with that at the end of the day, because we are all fearful and we all have our own ways to experience said fear. Okay, Hope I'm going the right way. Let's try going down. And down again. She still doesn't want to look in the chamber, in the camera.
The beast has been here. Just keep going.
Wow, this is pretty scary. With all these flashes, and now we'll be left without our source of light,
The darkness will come for you.
apparently.
The light's gone out. Run! Get through it as quick as you can.
Whew.
Stop. You have to rest here. Next light. Go, quick, run. Fire.
Run, Forest! I think Tom Hanks would be proud of me at this point.
Where's the torch? Let's see. She can find it.
Let's light these torches here.
I'm afraid to search.
And apparently the third symbol is at hand.
Rain the dwarf's sole desire is to possess this dragon's accursed treasure, and he uses Sigurd to reclaim it. He tells Sigurd the story of Fafnir's gold, and the good-hearted hero promises to slay the dragon if Rain would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin. Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces. And so Rain reforges the famous sword. Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Rain go in search of Fafnir.
So he becomes as dependent on the gods and the whim of the gods as his father was.
Where is it?
There is no progress there, no real progress. He's basically reliving his father's mistakes. And this is a common theme throughout this game. So a P. This is... Oh! So you use the shadow to create it, apparently. You use its reflection into the in the water. There we go.
The beast is crawling into your mind, searching for weakness. Get back your mother, and use her to trap you in here.
Did you see her die? I don't remember. I was only 5. They told me she escaped the darkness, and she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her here?
What if they lied is probably better seen as what if you lied? Because it's pretty clear by this point in the game that if her mother didn't commit suicide, then her father would know about it, and he would at least be complicit to it.
Where is her? Stupid girl.
Moving on.
It's a trap. The beast is coming. Without his head on the soul band, his fate is sealed. Now we can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father whom no one had the Diliion. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me?
Aww.
This darkness, it's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Diliion. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to fight Diliion.
Yeah, girl, you go for it. It's interesting that she invokes her mother, which was her first light, in a way. Now that she doesn't have her main light anymore. And I'm talking about Diliion, of course. The head fell into this chasm, so I guess we need to go down, keep going down.
She lost it and she has to find it. The torch alight.
New rooms.
Finish this!
Damn.
Do it! You're close! She's ready.
Okay. Find the R. Ooh. So let's see what we can find. R. Could this be it? Up there? But I think we need to light a torch first. Maybe here? Yeah. There it is. Okay. Good environmental manipulation. Okay, so I think we're gonna take a break here. This has been another long video, so we're gonna continue a bit later on. And what I like about this game is how, one of the things that I like about this game, because there are a lot of them, is how loss progresses the story. So first she loses her sword and she needs to forge another one. Now she loses Dilion's head and needs to get it back. So it's always about loss. Loss is the common thread here. And I guess it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. It progresses her journey, but also detracts from her ultimate purpose, which, in my opinion, is to be set free. To be set free from the past, and from everything that came alongside it. All the suffering, all the pain, all the mistrust, the fact that she was marginalized by her father and her society. All these things come to a head now. So we're gonna soon see where loss takes us next. And hopefully it'll be to a better place. So thank you very much and see you shortly.